That's great. Okay, this is a grade 10 IT demonstration on how to create a website with my grade 10s of 2020. They're going to matriculate 2020, at least most of them. Yes? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off by creating a website. If you guys take a look at, I'm going to go on to, it's not actually going to allow me to, but a website is literally a server with a collection of web pages. So to replicate a server, we can literally just create a folder called, we're going to have an ice cream website. So ice cream website. Now, a server would have a whole bunch of different folders inside there, and when you rent a server, you rent a section of a server, so you would basically literally have a folder inside the server, and when you point there, your browser will redirect you there, and it will find something. So we replicate it by literally just creating a folder, so a folder per website. So if I were to create a second website, I would create a new folder. But all the pages of that website will be in one folder. Now, the first thing that you would do is you would create another folder inside there just for organization's sake called images. So that way you can separate your web pages from your web images. Now, so to create a new folder, right-click New, and you would go Folder. Now, one of the things you've got to check that is on your settings here is you've got to go to View on your Windows Explorer here. So to open up Windows Explorer, it's your Windows key E, or you go to and just type in Explorer, and you'll find File Explorer there. So in the File Explorer, when you've navigated to the location you want to, now most of you should be doing this in your Google Drive location so that it synchronizes. So you'll see mine's in my Google Drive, Google Share M2020 ice cream website. So it's in a path that is synchronized to Google so that you guys are able to access what I'm doing as well. The next thing you'll do is you'll go to the View pane on your File Explorer, and on the View pane you'll go to the Options section. And in the Options section, you'll see there that there's a View Options. And in the View option, defaultly, it says there, Hide extensions for known file types. Defaultly, that is ticked. Now what that means is every single file, so for example, if I open up, let's look at my Matrixa 2018 archive stuff. You see I've got a whole bunch of files there. Here's a study guide, and that is a docx. A docx extension lets the computer know, so what is at the end of it, .docx means that this is a document, Office 2007, a newer document, so it is associated with Microsoft. Here's an Excel file, these here are SP2, which is your Scratch, and so forth. So what you'll notice that every single file has its own extension type. So your Java files, for example, here have a .java extension. So every file has an extension to let the computer know what program is associated with that file. So when you untick, now I've lost where I was. Can you just go to Google Drive, Google Share, M2020. Alright, so if you didn't have this option open, so you see this is a GDoc, meaning it's a Google document. If you go to Options and you go to View and you go Hide extensions known file types, it won't actually show those extensions. It will literally just associate it with a file. So no longer does it actually show that it's a GDoc, it just shows the picture of the image that it's got there. That's just to make life easier for people. But we are now IT people, so we need to be aware of the extensions, and right now we actually want to manipulate the extensions. So what I suggest you do, guys, realize there's tons of ways. I can go into my program first and create it. I don't care if you all follow this exact way. This is just what I, in my years of experience, have decided is what I believe is the easiest way, or the quickest way. I would go and I would create the pages I want. So I know I'm going to create, firstly, a index.html. Now, an index.html, so you see I changed the file type from a .txt, so right now it's a new document.txt, which means it's a text file. So I went right-click, New, and I said text document. So I'm literally creating a file. That's all I'm doing. I don't care actually what type of file I'm creating, but I'm creating a text document because I know it then starts off blank. In that text file, I'm going to call it index. Now, index means it's the home page. Whenever you go to a folder, when you go to a web browser and you type in an address, within that folder we'll look for index.html, index.php. So in this case, we're going to create a file called index.html. We are going to change it. Now it is actually already a web page. I am then going to create two other pages just for demonstration purposes, or I could create a template on there and I could work from there. And then the next one, 2. Okay, so now I've got index page 1 and page 2. So what you'll notice, by the way, a shortcut for renaming, if you select something and you press F2 on your keyboard, that will allow you to rename something. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the index.html. We want to edit these documents here. So the easiest, we are going to learn how to edit because we also want to get used to the interface that we code Java in. So we are going to use NetBeans, whichever versions of NetBeans you have, to do this. So I'm going to close my close whatever projects I've got open there, and I can minimize this section here because while you're doing HTML, you don't need to worry about projects and stuff like that. So I'm going to drag and drop my web pages into here. So you'll see now I have index, page 1 and page 2 HTML in there. Now while we are doing this, I'm going to introduce you to a website called w3schools.com. Now I'm introducing you to that because I don't have enough. I'm not going to teach you guys everything. I'm going to teach you the base that you guys need to know, and then if whatever you want to explore further than what I teach you, go to W3 Schools or just Google it. Like for example, if I want to create a floating clock in HTML. There we go. Okay, W3 Schools is the first there, but there's tons of things going about how to create a floating clock that will physically show the time. So whatever you want to add, websites obviously have tons of information on how to create websites. So if you want to play around with something, you play. Do you guys get me on this? But right now, we're learning the basis of HTML coding. Now, don't worry about CSS. We are going to go into CSS. First, we're going to create a basic website. Only after you create a basic website will we get into cascading style sheet. Okay, and I want you to have finished your start project and the group project before you guys get into that. Now, the first thing we got there is this is the basic structure of an HTML website. I am not going to type this from scratch. The reason why is I am going to give this to you. When it comes to a test, I will give you the following. I'm not going to make you type it from scratch. I would have given you this. Does that make sense? Now, which means that there's a couple of sections in here. I have my HTML. Now you'll notice there that when I move my mouse over HTML, it has a open and a close tag. So in open curly brackets, HTML close curly brackets opens it, open curly brackets close head closes it. Do you guys get that? And same thing with body and close body. Do you guys follow? Yes, no? Does anyone know of a website that they like? Okay, even let's take a look at this website. Why not? I'm going to go and say view page source. And what you'll see, this here, this whole website that we've got going here, that we're viewing on here, is this. It's got a head, and then it's got a body. Don't worry, they do an embedded cascading style sheet here, so ignore all that stuff there. And then you'll see it's got a whole bunch of links to things and blah, 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 blah. But literally every single website that's out there is using the exact same code as what you guys are coding in. It's just a lot of the times they use what's called WYSIWYG editors, which means that a lot of the stuff is actually generated automatically, so they don't code it all from scratch. But it is important still to know code even if you use a WYSIWYG editor. So we've got our head here and we've got our body. Now the first thing you would add a head saying title, and I'm going to call it. I want you to call it your name. You can do whatever topic you want. I'm doing it on ice cream because it was the first one that came up when I asked what you guys wanted to do as a topic. So you open a title tag. Now what you'll notice, I'll do that a bit quick, but as I type in title, you'll see a suggestion comes up here. Now I suggest you use those suggestions because sometimes things are spelled differently to what you believe they are, because there is American spelling, unfortunately. And now that I close the curly bracket, it automatically comes up with a suggestion to close that tag. So the moment this here is opening the tag, so you're saying open the title tag, and then you'll see there that as soon as I go this, it asks me, do you want to close the title tag? So I suggest you immediately close the title tag. Otherwise you forget to, and then your whole website doesn't work because everything is inside the title tag. Do you guys get that? So every tag you open, you must close. So I suggest you close it immediately. And for the title in this case, I want to say Craig Bradley dash ice cream. Do you guys follow this? And in my body, I'm going to create another tag. Now you'll notice on your guys' shared drive, so if I'm just going to open up a second window because I want to show you directly from your shared drive on here. So if I go to my IT General Resources, even in your exams, you'll be given a HTML cheat sheet, if you will, or HTML in a nutshell. Now, HTML in a nutshell, a PDF, that literally gives you all the different tags, the different styles, what they do, all of that kind of stuff. So you guys can refer to that, especially for your projects and whatnot. It is handy. So we're going to go back to our NetBeans here, and we're going to start off by creating a heading 1. I'm going to say in the heading 1, ice cream. We are then going to say paragraph, hello. I don't know why I closed the P before I opened the P, my bad. Okay. Does anyone know why I'm saying hello world here? Anybody? Yeah. Generally the tradition is amongst programmers. The first time testing a app or the first time creating an app to see if their programming language or whatever is working is they go hello world just to see if they can actually display an output. So hello world is just the tradition of first time working with the programming language or anything. So this is a website I've created now, and if I now open up that website, so if I go to my ice cream whatever, I open up my index.html. Sorry, it's opened up. Where's it opened up? So ice cream, hello world, Craig Bradley dash ice cream. So what I've done here is I've literally just created Craig Bradley ice cream website, ice cream, hello world, done. Now I'll get you. Do you have a question? Yes. Go. If you press with the Windows key and just type Drive, it'll be there. Install Google Drive, or it says backup your data to Google. So if you press your Windows key and just say Drive, it will work from there. So now I've shown you right now what we have learnt, and that is very important, is an open tag and a closed tag. So head means it is the header of the document, so you'll see that the title pops up in here, so it's got to do with properties of the page, and the body has to do with everything in here. So we've got 2 categories so far. We have the head category and we have the body category. And when we move further down, we got ice cream and hello world. I'm going to show you one more thing, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to see how you guys are managing and see that you are getting up there. But I'm going to start by showing you now attributes. Now, attributes allow you to change information on it. So for example, if I want to change ice cream, I can say color, spelt American, is equal to red. And then I can change the hello world to be color. Now you'll notice NetBeans underlines it because it doesn't like us doing the styles or changing the styles directly in here, because it wants you to use a cascading style sheet. You can ignore these red lines, it will still work. So if I want this to be blue and then I save it, you'll notice when I refresh this page, it doesn't do anything. Oh, it's not allowed in element P, my bad. It's probably font dash color. No. Okay, so you've noticed I've made a mistake now. I've obviously done something wrong. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try, I'm going to start off by, I figured out what I've done wrong here just now. Because it's obviously the style's not picking up color blue, color that. But I'll start off by then just going to here to my body, and I'll put their BG color to equal red, because I know that will work. And what you'll see then is that the background color of my page becomes red. Do you guys get that? Now, so that's got to do with attributes of items, is that you can set the attribute of a tag by adding information into there. Now, what I can do is I can say style is equal to color full colon red semicolon save. Now, okay, I can't make it red because the background's already red. Let's try blue. Now what that will do, I actually got rid of this. So you'll see there that I'm now changing the style of heading 1. I can also do, for example, if I want this to now be centered, I can surround this in a center tag. And that will allow, or move that. So I've got a P tag inside a center tag. And what that will do is it will make sure that that hello world will be in the center now. So ice cream is blue and hello world is centered. So if I wanted here, I could go style equals open inverted commas. Now, and I can go color. There's a couple of other things I can do, but this is all I want you guys to do for now. This is step 1. I just want you literally to create me a hello world website just to show me that you can actually get this working. Okay. Alright, so all I want is hello world H1 ice cream and then a title here. Then we're going to go into linking a style sheet to it, and then we are going to go into a bit more advanced stuff with HTML5 stuff where we use our semantic tags and so forth. So this is a very short, quick beginning, but please, I just want a hello world site from you guys. Alright, I'm going to walk around and check on what you guys are doing now. Goodbye.